We in northeastern Pennsylvania are blessed to have incredibly generous citizens, businesses, and community, and private foundations who support children, men, women, and families in our community. Foundations like the Scranton Area Community Foundation, the Willery Foundation, and the Margaret Briggs Foundation pool charitable donations of many donors into coordinated investments, resulting in long-term benefits for the residents of our area.
Social service organizations in our community today are really up against it, and the foundations, both private and community foundation, attempt to fill the gaps that the reduced state and federal funding have brought about. We certainly try to reach those people in the greatest need in the community and have our funds do as much as possible to fill those gaps. Margaret herself went blind in the last few years of her life, so blind charities are high on our list of priorities whenever they have a program in need. But we also want to reach those individuals that are in great financial need. Certainly children and elderly are high on our list of organizations and people we're trying to reach with our funding dollars. There's certainly a new group of individuals in our community that come from other countries that have a lot of program needs, and we have been looking somewhat in that direction. All these organizations are extremely grateful for the funding that we give them. We don't do this because of wanting organizations to be grateful. We do it because we want to serve the people that their organizations are serving. I really enjoy working with these agencies and seeing the great work that they do in our community.
I think in increasingly economically difficult times, foundations will play and are playing an increasing role in filling those gaps with social service providers. I think we need to continue to play that role. I think the Scranton Area Foundation has always been a convener. We've always brought organizations together for the purpose of working together to solve large-scale social issues. I think we're going to continue that, but we've been increasing that role. We're looking at how can we work with other local foundations, national foundations to increase and maximize what resources are available to the community to compound that effectiveness. So I think that's how we're changing in that role. And one of the newest ways we're changing as a foundation is really in the focus of collective philanthropy. And that's doing philanthropy a little bit different. It's working with community leaders. So it's bringing people together in the community to make decisions on how funding is disseminated. An example for that is Women in Philanthropy. It's very much collective in the sense that it's focused on the end goal of empowering women and girls to lift themselves out of poverty, but it's done by working with women in the community and making those decisions. I think that the Scranton Area Foundation has long been viewed as a partner with social service agencies and nonprofits, and I know that we very much want to continue that role. So in that sense, I get to see giving, I get to see good, I get to see humanitarians every day, and that's a gift. And to be able to be a part of that and to be able to direct resources to causes and make a difference is unbelievably rewarding.
Probably almost all the programs across United Neighborhood Centers at one time or another were supported by these foundations. I think what's unique about our community foundations is they don't always wait for us to go to them looking for funding. When they see a problem, they'll come to us and say, how can we help? And I think you don't see that in other communities, and that's the value, I think, of a community foundation. They understand what's happening on the ground. They know who to approach to help to solve community problems and local problems. One of the challenges in this work is to have the resources to be able to address the emerging problems in the community. And the foundations have stepped up to the plate a number of times to try and fill those voids. In the Great Recession that started in 2008, I think every one of those foundations was on the phone to us. How can we help? What can we do? But we are the ones that actually see it on the ground, see it happening, and be able to work with these families. So it's tremendously gratifying for us to be able to do that. And hopefully we're able to translate that back to the community folks who are part of these foundations. Many of these folks are involved in other roles in the community and have a real understanding of what's happening.
For our mission of both preserving this National Historic Landmark and presenting a wide variety of artistic and cultural endeavors that really could not take place in the community without our support and deep financial support in many cases, the philanthropic endeavors really provide the framework for that, the foundation, if you will, upon which we can build challenge grants to the community. But in some cases, it's actually out and out total support to bring in a worthwhile program that would not otherwise be possible. And when we truly reach out to help the underserved, whether it's the family-to-family program or scholarship support for children that wouldn't be able to attend programs, or just fill the empty seats programs that we've done over the years, these people would not have this opportunity without that kind of support from foundations. I'm grateful to be in the position where we can offer that on a daily and weekly basis. I think it's important that everyone realize that these foundations started with individual donors setting up a fund for the betterment of the community. And to that end, on a daily basis, they need your support as much as we need their support. Thank you seems inadequate, but it's the only words we have.
They play a critical role. I don't think these organizations could exist without private and community foundations, particularly in these times and in this state, because as everybody knows, the budgetary process in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has been pretty dysfunctional for a number of years, especially this year. So funding that would otherwise be coming to some of these social services organizations are not coming, and the need continues to grow. But beyond that, the taxpayers, I don't think alone can ever support social service needs here or any other community, and that's why these foundations are so critical. We like things that are new and different or entrepreneurial. That doesn't mean we don't like big organizations, but if they're trying something experimental or new, we want to hear about it. And we want to support it if we can. Charitable organizations have become more and more professional, better and better managed over recent decades. I think the trend in, for instance, the Scranton Area Foundation, the various private foundations in northeastern Pennsylvania to coordinate and work together on certain issues is a good trend, and it should continue. But the needs are going to be there. They always will be, and we just have to figure out the way to meet them in the most efficient way possible. But it's a very rewarding undertaking because you get to work with people who are really dedicated. One thing I would say to anybody who's interested, go to your local social service. I don't care whether it's Meals on Wheels or the EOTC or whatever it is. Go see them in action. It'll really make you feel good about humanity. Bad about the needs, but good about the people who are trying to fill those needs.
Just about every program we have at EOTC, at one time or another, along the continuum of our services, has benefited from the foundation grants. Whether it has been early on, Scranton Area Foundation came and they gave us funding that would allow us to do career transitions for women, and that was very early on. The Willery Foundation has been a strong and solid supporter with our Incredible Years program, with the various parenting programs that we have, and have actually been part of how we have crafted the program based on the interest that they had in our programs. And then Margaret Briggs Foundation has been incredibly supportive of the programs that affect families and children. So in each of their own ways, these three foundations are really, if you think of a pedestal, or you think of this stool with three legs, these foundations are that critical and that important and that supportive of the work that we do. And that is an incredible testimony and testament to the commitment of all of these foundations to our community. And again, just to thank each of you for all this incredible support and for the lives that you touch each day.
The Scranton Area Community Foundation, the Willery Foundation, and the Margaret Briggs Foundation remain trusted stewards for charitable contributions. These foundations are the instruments for an improved life for the residents of northeastern Pennsylvania.